You're watching CBS 12 News at 11.
Just how safe are the beachside condos in Palm Beach County and along the Treasure Coast? The CBS 12 News I-team has been looking at that issue since the Surfside high-rise collapse in June. Hundreds of older buildings dot our coastline, and it could cost hundreds of millions of dollars to repair them and keep the people who live there safe. Boca Raton city leaders were the first in Florida to pass tough new inspection rules. Buildings 30 years old or older will be thoroughly inspected. And as I-team chief investigator Mike Magnoli discovered, the situation is creating a lot of uncertainty for local condo owners and lawmakers.
I am concerned, and I think, I hate to say it this way, but Surfside did us a favor.
A successful marketing executive, Larry Light, retired, and then he made his winter home his permanent residence, a Boca Raton condo on the 7th floor. The beach is across the street, his boat just downstairs. But when the Champlain Tower South in Surfside fell, killing 98 people, Larry knew condo living was about to change.
The problem in Surfside was not that they didn't do an inspection. They did do an inspection, and then they did nothing. That's a sin.
Larry's high-rise is one of 6 in his complex, and there are more than 240 others in Boca Raton now preparing for rigorous recertification inspection.
Not only are we the first community in Palm Beach County to do this, we're apparently the first community in Florida.
Boca Raton's mayor, Scott Singer, and the city council didn't want to wait or the county to act after the Surfside disaster. So they passed an ordinance requiring 30-year-old buildings to get a checkup. Older ones, too. And every 10 years after that, another inspection.
I grew up in a condo east of A1A, built in the same year as the Champlain Tower South. So obviously when you contemplate that a building of the same age could collapse, it strikes closer to home.
The investigation into exactly what caused the Surfside collapse is ongoing, but the I-team reported extensively on this 2018 field survey report by Morabito Consulting. In it, engineers wrote, corrosion was taking a structural toll. So this mural captures 2 things that people love about coastal living, diving and fishing. But salt water and salty sea air are corrosive, and over time that can break down the skeleton of a building. At the time, the estimate to fix structural problems at Champlain Tower South was at least $15 million. The condo association only had $700,000 in reserves. To raise the rest of the money, they would have had to impose what's called a special assessment. Owners required to pay thousands of dollars each to fund the repairs. But in Florida, condo owners can overrule condo associations if they get enough votes. Infighting among owners and their elected board members is common in condo life. Talk of 6- or 7-figure special assessments, that means tension, anger, and fear. Boca Raton's new ordinance could kick off a wave of such conflicts if the city finds that a repair is absolutely necessary, but condo owners want a second opinion and find an expert who says there's no imminent danger. What then? Mayor Singer says city fines of up to $500 a day could be imposed.
If any problems are identified, staff will review them and give the building 30 days to come up with an action plan to remedy it. The building official can extend that time if more time is needed to allow that to be completed. But yes, the whole point of the certification is to make sure buildings are safe.
The mayor acknowledges this is likely to be expensive for some, but he says there's no way around making sure that residents are safe in their homes. A recent national study looked at how much money condo associations have in reserve. More than 60,000 condo associations were examined. The research found a third, approximately 20,000 associations, maintain weak cash reserves. That's not enough to cover major improvements or emergencies. The I-team has learned several condo associations in Boca Raton are already in talks with banks, anticipating the repairs they'll be required to make are going to be pricey.
They're going to need it. Some of them are going to need it.
Emily Gentile is president of the Beach Condo Association of Boca Raton and Highland Beach, and she's putting together a series of workshops to help condo boards get ready for what's coming.
I'm bringing in on another panel some people that can help with financing, some banking that do financing loans and whatnot for large construction projects.
Gentile is also assembling a list of contractors that can do the necessary work. She says the more prepared condo boards are, the easier it will be for them to comply.
That was a very shocking situation, what happened in Surfside. To me, it was like 9/11 or Hurricane Andrew all over again. And we knew that we had to do something.
If there's a structural problem, I want to know. And then I want to do something about it.
At the Surfside site, investigators are looking at several problem spots: the pool deck and pillars located in the parking garage. Many of the condos in Boca Raton and Highland Beach have similar designs.
This was not hidden from anyone's eyes, but the overall severity of when something catastrophic could occur is a black box to anyone.
In West Palm Beach, inside the office of Epic Forensic Engineers, Ben Messerschmidt talks about corrosion, and he says that buildings from the 80s are more vulnerable to it because of the makeup of the concrete that was used at the time.
It is a harsh environment as dictated by the Florida Building Code, given its proximity to the seawater. A building on the water right here in South Florida, along that entire A1A strip and along the Barrier Island, will perform differently than a building that you'll have, let's say, in Orlando.
Let's go back to the 2018 field survey report. Engineers found that standing water caused the waterproofing around the pool deck to fail. That's because the area was flat, not sloped, so water could not drain away. Messerschmidt thinks that code revisions about condo pool decks are coming, and he says the more new codes and new rules that officials write, the harder it will be for the boards in older buildings to keep up. He says some might even have to sell.
And they're faced with a $25 million repair bill. It may leave opportunities for developers to go ahead and attempt to bulk buy each individual homeowner, buy them out, and level and rebuild. I don't think it's, I'm surely speculating here, but it's always been a developer's market in South Florida. So I don't expect the tune to go ahead and change anytime soon.
Do you want to move?
No. Oh, definitely not. I love it here.
Joan Johnson lives on the 4th floor of a condo building that's outside of the city limits of Boca. But she and her neighbors in Century Village have a hunch that Palm Beach County's commission could soon adopt the city of Boca's ordinance, take what they've done, and make it a law for unincorporated parts of our area. Joan is on a fixed income, so she has to be careful with her money. If Century Village is required to make repairs and be re-inspected every 10 years, she worries about her association dues going through the roof.
And relying on just so much per month, another $2,000 a month would kind of set me back. I could pay it, but what happens down the road when I need money for other things? And I know some buildings are thinking about it because they don't have the money. They've already determined they don't have the money. And these people would be assessed.
We'll hear from Joan again and some of her neighbors in our next story as we're launching an ongoing series of reports investigating everything that's happening with condo inspections in South Florida. For the I-Team, I'm Mike Magnoli, CBS 12 News.